shoulder and entire the back
What?
of your body.
I have a back?
So, like, what is the proper ratio for counteracting the effect of sitting? Is it like 2 minutes an hour? Like, is it stretching, doing actual movement, or is it just standing up?
It's I mean, it's always going to depend, because you could have wildly tight hip flexor muscles from a lifetime of it, and your job is also sitting, or you might just need to move around for kind of how long you've been sitting in that session. Somebody who's more fit and more well adapted to exercise is going to probably more quickly rebound back to health, rather than somebody who needs to actually create progress towards better, flexibility in general and that sort of thing. So I would say a good rule of thumb is just, if you're just starting somewhere, just pick out 1 or 2 stretches, set a timer, 5 minutes, and spend time on those stretches every day.
Or I mean, like, ideally you're getting up at least once an hour to just move around a little bit. We're big proponents too of how beneficial walking is in general. Like, just a little bit of walking every day. Like how beneficial that can be. Sorry, Tom, I want to let you get in there too, because I know tips.
Yeah, because I know I agree with what they're saying. Basically, like, we are not meant to be sitting all day. We're not meant to be standing all day. We're not meant to be lying down or walking all day. A combination of everything is better, because some people think like, oh, I'm sitting all day, let me just get a stand desk and stand all day.
Yes,
that's actually what I want to talk about, because I have a standing desk, and a lot of people are getting it now. So what is...
It's a good idea, but it's not like a Band-Aid fix, because you would actually, like, if for anyone who's gone from a sitting all day to standing all day, you will actually notice that you're kind of shifting the problem somewhere else if you're just standing all day with no breaks. Like, you're going to shift the problem from like your hips and your back to like your knees and your feet will hurt. Which one's worse? I mean, I think it's better to do a combination of both. Like, you're going to be sitting, you're going to be standing. I have a standing desk, right? Like, I'm standing right now, but I also have a treadmill desk. I have a DIY guide for $200 how you can make a regular sit desk into a ghetto treadmill desk. If you come by my channel, type !treadmill, I have a guide for that. So I think a combination of both, of all three, is ideal. But I do want to add one note on there, which is, if you're sitting all day, posture, no matter what you're doing, posture is huge. Yeah. So you could probably, because you're asking about like what's the right ratio, and I agree with what Heroes of Fitness, they're saying, which is it depends. And for example, if you have really bad posture, like, and you're sitting like that for many minutes at a time, that's obviously going to be way worse than having really good posture in sitting for a while. So figuring out what your posture is and like proper ergonomics for your desk, that's worth investing in, because we spend thousands on like amazing new PCs. I think it's worth it to spend like an extra $1,000 on a good desk and chair ergonomic setup. So there's plenty of guides online to look at ergonomics, like what's the right elbow angle, where should my butt be positioned, all that stuff.
Yep, to not make it worse.
How bad are these DX racers for your back?
They're
so not popular with streamers and then gamers.
It's style and not ergonomics.
I mean, when you boil it down, there are a lot of things that are being targeted towards gamers it's trying to attempt to create a lifestyle around it. But why can't the lifestyle just have good posture and have a healthy approach to it?
I support that lifestyle.
You don't necessarily need a gaming related energy drink. You could also drink water, and maybe it's all there. There's methods that ways the body likes to be treated already.
Yeah.
So
I really like what Tom said about like how people go from, they're like, well, I'm just going to get a standing desk and that's going to fix everything. And so what we always say is like, if you can get the adjustable desks that go up and down so you can sit for a while, do maybe more focus work, and then stand and do, depending on where you're more productive, but you kind of go back and forth between. But then in addition to that, you're still moving around a little bit, stretching, obviously getting some actual movement in, and then working on those posture muscles.
So we're talking about things that can be achieved while streaming, right? A couple of questions. One, what do you think about posture correcting apparatus? Things that you would put around you. Have you seen these? put them around your shoulders, right? And they try and help guide. You leave it on for like an hour to 3 hours. I assume that you wouldn't recommend it as a replacement for actually trying to correct it yourself for long term. Do you think that's like a decent Band-Aid, like a starting point for that?
I would like to chime in on that. When I was first getting started with health and fitness, when I was in my late teens, that was something that I was always curious in the back of my mind. I started doing all the standard kind of gym rat exercises, and I was always struggling with posture and my shoulders being pitched forward. Mm-hmm. And I kept thinking in the back of my mind, what if I just got one of those posture devices? And I have to say that is something, looking back, I wish older me would have just been like, no, look, you just haven't approached the problem right in the gym. You're still not hitting the muscles you need to be doing. Basically, true to form, I was doing a lot of bench press and a lot of military press and a lot of
bro.
and dips. And so it's like, those are all things that are just pitching my shoulders forward. And even though I'm getting more fit, it's still muscularly, the muscles up here were stronger and were pulling me out of alignment. So I would say that
you still have to work those muscles.
Yeah,
like they have to know how to work.
Mm-hmm. Working the lower traps, you need to work the lats, you need to be working your glutes and your hamstrings, and these things start to line the body up more appropriately. But I would say only go there if you've got a medical reason or a physical therapist is directed you that way. But there are plenty of exercises that are just not as common. People just don't know them as readily as the gym favorites. And I would say you got to start learning about lower trap exercises, rhomboids.
So that's still something that you want to take care of off